At the beginning of the story, we see a cute girl named Dora who was playing with her cousin Diego. Actually, Diego lived with Dora because, due to her parents' financial problems, they left Diego with Dora's parents. In fact, the day they become financially self-sufficient, that means they can give their son the opportunity to live a good life. That day, they will take Diego from here. Dora was very happy to have one of her playmates. She's with her brother. He used to play almost all the time. Then one day, it was known that Diego's mother got a good job in America. Dora is very sad to hear that. She wants to take her son to her now. And when Diego is taken away from there by his mother, Dora is in full tears because she's missing someone with her only game. Her parents also feel bad seeing Dora crying like this. So, then 10 years passed. Dora is now 16 years old. Dora had a dense forest and had built a house in the vicinity. They don't really have a neighbor, but Dora's parents want to live here because their dream was a city called Parapata. Actually, the city was once built entirely of gold, but with time, the city of Parapata disappeared. They believe that this neighborhood town is lost somewhere in the jungle. They have researched and found out that there is so much gold in that neighborhood city, more than in the entire world. It means that the person who can find the city could become the richest person in the world overnight. So many people were trying to find this city to get gold. In fact, both of Dora's parents, many adventurous people, try to find those places that have been lost in the abyss of time. So to find that neighborhood city, they want to live in this jungle. Meanwhile, due to living in the forest since childhood, Dora became very good friends with all the animals in the jungle. Then we see Dora introduce us beautifully to every animal in the jungle. First, they introduce us to a frog, which has poisonous skin on its body. That is, if someone catches that skin, they can be crippled. Then, he is his friend Bordas. Again, a little monkey, introduces us to him. Then he says, "Today, I set out with my friends to explore the town of the neighborhood." And that's when Dora starts running, only to suddenly fall into a hole. She also feels a lot of pain from falling into the hole from so high up. So, she then tells Boots, "Go fast, go and call Daddy." Boots quickly calls his father and rescues Dora in her home. Dora's parents had actually been researching the city of Parapata for 16 long years. After so many years of research, they now know exactly where the city is. They then show Dora, with the help of a map, that they believe the city of Parapata has disappeared. Dora is very happy to see that. Then, Dora's parents understand that since you have been in the jungle since you were a child, we know you like animals a lot, but you should still make friends with people too. You can't make friends with all the animals in the jungle. Her mother says, "You do one thing. Your uncle goes there. Go and study there, and enjoy life a little." Then her parents decided that they would stay here, but send Dora to her uncle's house, so she can at least stay away from these animals, study, and arrange her life beautifully. So Dora was not ready to decide at first because she didn't want to leave all the animals in the jungle. But still, Dora's parents understood her. Then we see Dora straight from the jungle, going to America to study. And then we see Diego. Now that Dora has grown up a lot, Dora has actually come to Diego's house in America to study. After Dora arrived, her uncle admitted her to his school with Diego. Slowly, Dora got along well with everyone, and she made many friends. Dora was actually a very extroverted person, so she could mix with everyone very quickly. Then, one day, their school arranged a trip to a museum. The teacher told them all, "Make a group of 4 people. Your job is to take pictures of all the old things in the museum. The group that can take pictures of the oldest things will get the most marks in this exam and also win the competition." In fact, it was a kind of practical exam. The teacher's purpose was to teach the students about history because this museum had almost everything, from dinosaurs to artifacts from extinct civilizations. Dora, Diego, Sammy, and Randy formed a group, and together, they started looking for the oldest items in the museum. Dora talked to one of the staff members and asked, "Do you know where we can find the oldest thing in the museum?" The woman replied, "Yes, I know. That room over there contains the oldest thing in the world, but it's locked now. If you want, I can open it for you." Dora paused for a moment, then agreed. She called her team members, and the 4 of them entered the room together. As they stepped inside, something strange happened. A man inside the room looked at Dora and said, "How are you, Dora?" Dora was startled. She asked, "How do you know my name?" The man grinned, grabbed Dora tightly, and dragged. Dora's friends, terrified, hid in a nearby box. The kidnappers locked Dora in a different box and released fainting gas inside. The kidnappers' intention was to abduct Dora, but her friends got caught in the chaos as well. After a long time, they regained consciousness. Through the gaps in the box, they realized they were on a plane. Diego turned to Dora and asked, "What is going on? I don't understand anything." "Do you?" Dora replied, "I think they wanted to kidnap me because my parents have a map of that golden city. They think, if we kidnap her, maybe her parents will give us that map. And it's your misfortune that you got stuck here with me for no reason." Then, the woman who caught Dora takes the box off the plane and places it in a man named Alejandro enters the truck, opens the box and says to Dora, "What are you doing here?" Dora is shocked because she recognizes this guy too. She asks, "Who are you and how do you know my name?" Alejandro responds, "I'm a friend of your parents. I've come to save you. If you want to live, come with me right now." Dora and all her friends jump out of the truck and escape. But while fleeing, the woman sees them through the rearview mirror of the truck. She tells the man next to her, "They're running away. Catch them quickly." The woman's assistant, a bald man, tells her, "Don't worry, I'll handle this right now." In fact, this bald man had a pet fox who did everything the man said. The fox understood people, just like Dora's friend Boots. The man tells the fox, "Steal the map from Dora's bag and bring it to me right now." The fox cleverly snatches the map from Dora's bag and gives it to the man. Dora had actually lived in the forest, and she had made a map of the Golden City. She used to carry a copy of that map in her bag because she lived in the woods. It is very difficult to find out exactly where her parents live in the whole forest without a map. So, the fox steals the map from Dora's bag, as the man instructed, and gives it to the bald man. They get the map very easily, and now their next target is to find Dora's parents. They need Dora, so they kidnap her to extract the location of the Golden City from her parents. When they come to get Dora, Alejandro arrives with a car and tells Dora and all her friends, "Get in the car quick." Alejandro drives the car and quickly takes them through the jungle. Meanwhile, the bald man and the woman are left confused, wondering what happened suddenly. Now friends, do you understand one thing here? The woman and the bald man kidnapped Dora, brought her captive from America, and brought her back to the forest where her parents were. When they entered the woods, the bald man realized how much he liked it, and he realized where he had come because Dora had grown up in this forest since childhood. Anyway, Dora enters the forest and sees Boots for the first time. As soon as she sees him, Dora hugs him and asks, "Boots, have you seen my parents?" Boots then responds, "Yes, I saw your parents. They went somewhere through this forest." While Boots and Dora were talking, all her friends were looking at them, staring in confusion because they couldn't understand the monkey's language anymore. So Dora then tells Boots, "Let's go quickly. Take me to my parents because we're in trouble." After that, Dora moves through the forest toward her parents. Then Dora sees that the bald man and the woman have set up a camp nearby. They clearly understand that Dora's parents are somewhere around. When Dora sees them, she tells her friends, "Hide quickly. If they see us again, they'll take us from here." They hide for a while, and later when the men leave, Dora continues walking through the woods. Dora's eyes land on a tree that has a special kind of mark on it. This sign is very special because whenever Dora's parents would go into the forest, they would leave a mark. Knowing that once lost in the deep forest, it's very difficult to come back, they would use the mark to find a way back. Dora realizes that her parents might have gone this way, so she starts moving forward with her friends. Then Dora tells her friends, "We need to be very careful from here on, because I heard from Mom that you need to cross this road to reach the neighborhood town." Then, Dora and her friends. As Dora moves forward, she meets her parents, but suddenly they are a little surprised to see Dora like this in the forest. Her father asks, "What are you doing here and who is with you?" Dora's friends introduce themselves and explain how they ended up here. Dora's parents then ask, "Where are those people now and how did you escape?" Dora tells her father, "Your friend, Algend, saved us. He brought us here to safety." While Dora was talking, we saw Algend calling and telling the bald man and the woman, "We have found Dora's parents. They are here." Now friends, Algend is not actually Dora's father's friend. He is a member of that bald man's group. In fact, everything was pre-planned. The bald man and the woman were going to extract the location of the Golden City from Dora, and then Algend would take Dora to her parents. In front of Dora's parents, Dora would be held hostage, making it much easier to get the location of the neighborhood town. That's why Algend had been so nice to Dora for so long. Then Algend tells Dora's father, "Now tell me where the city is. If you try to do anything tricky, I'll hurt all your friends. But it will end here. Look, we have no intention of killing you. We only want gold. Once we get the gold, we'll let you go. Then you can go home and sleep peacefully. The sooner you tell me where it is, the faster you'll..." He then orders, "Tie everyone's hands," and instructs Dora's parents, "Now take us to the neighborhood town where we can find the gold." Thinking about his only daughter's life and her safety, Dora's parents have no choice but to take Algend, and they start their journey toward the Golden City. After traveling some distance, they see the neighborhood city, the ancient city of gold. Seeing this, Algend becomes very happy. He starts thinking that he's about to become much wealthier. Just then, Dora's monkey friend Boots arrives and begins to untie everyone's hands one by one. Meanwhile, Algend enjoys looking at the Golden City and doesn't notice what's happened behind him. The four of them escape, but Dora's parents are still prisoners to the villains. When Algend looks back and realizes the kids are missing, he orders his companions, Take the parents and get them out of here. I'll follow these kids all the way to the town. It's dusk in the woods, but Dora and her friends decide they're going to keep going right away. The group decides to go to the city of the neighborhood because the sooner they find the house, the sooner they can save their parents from those devils. They walk very close to the neighborhood town, but once they arrive, they find many different animal statues there. They don't know how to get inside, but there is a lever in front of each statue. This means they must open these levers first to open the door. However, they don't understand which lever will actually open the door. Then, they notice that when the moonlight falls on the statues, some of the rocks below start burning. By the pattern of the stones that are burning, they understand which animal's lever needs to be lifted first. They also find out the name of an animal from the markings. Once they all lift the correct lever together, the door of the city opens. After entering, they light a torch and see that there is a bigger door in front of them. They notice some things designed to reflect the light. Realizing that the front door can be opened by reflecting the light, Dora tells Boots, "You hold the torch up high, and we will all direct the light together. We'll open the door by creating a reflection." Their idea works perfectly. When they all direct the light toward the door, it starts to open, but suddenly, a large spider appears, and Sami accidentally drops his circuit. This causes the door to shut again. The terrifying part is that the noise from the door causes the ceiling to start coming down. They quickly go inside through a small gap in the door. Once inside, they see a large gold statue in front of them. They're very excited to see it, but as they move toward the statue, they fall again into another room. There, they find many more smaller gold statues. Everything is made of gold, and in the center, there is a small statue. They are much happier seeing this, thinking they've found the Golden City, that they've succeeded. However, Dora then says, "I don't think we're successful yet. Look ahead, there might be another danger waiting for us." A little ahead, they see an inscription. "Give this statue something that belongs to her." At first, they don't understand what to give to the statue, but just then, Algend arrives. Algend had been following them for so long, but upon seeing so much gold together, she's overwhelmed. Her mind starts to cloud, and she can't think straight. Finally, she says, "I know what to give to this statue," laughing as she pulls a coin from her pocket. She hands it to the statue, but as soon as she does, the ground beneath her begins to collapse, and it seems like Algend is about to fall. However, she somehow manages to save herself and calls her companions over. At that moment, the real tribals of Sonapoda, they've been guarding the city for years. To everyone's surprise, Dora's parents are among the tribals. They were actually taken by Algend's group, but they managed to escape and were heading back to the city when the tribals caught them. Suddenly, it's revealed that the old woman among the tribals transforms into a goddess, and then he orders his soldiers to kill everyone who is here. They are all very greedy. Then Dora comes there and says, "No, you are wrong. We have no desire to get this gold. We are only here for adventure." Then the goddess tells him, "Okay, I agree, but if what you say is true, then prove yourself first. Go, show him what that statue wants." Then Dora wisely took a bowl of water from there and handed it to the statue. As soon as she did this, many more doors opened there. That is, the whole Sonapoda city. The door was now open in front of the stripes, and there were so many big statues made of gold that they all were very happy to see them and couldn't believe their eyes. So, while they were looking at those new places, the bald guy, the fox who stole the map from the bag, came there, stole the statue, and started running away from there. This idol was stolen from them. Because of this, all the roofs started to fall down. So the Doras also got out of there quickly, that is, to save their lives. But that's where Boots shows up. His kala means Boots quickly goes there, kills the fox, takes the statue, and hands it to Dora. He says, "Leave it where it was, and everything will be fine." Dora then quickly takes that statue and puts it where it was, and everything goes back to the same in a moment. I mean, the Golden City is exactly what it looked like. Now, the whole atmosphere there gets calm, and even the tribals and goddesses are not seen there anymore. Because of Dora, her father feels proud, thinking about how big this little girl has actually become, and how intelligently or bravely they all rescued everyone. Then they all returned to their jungle house again from the Golden City with the help of a helicopter. They were already the parents of all their friends. After so many days, her parents were very happy to get their child back, and they all had much more fun together. Then, in the last scene of the story, we see Ratal telling his parents, "I want to go to America again and start my studies. I want to be with my friends." And this is where the story of our today's adventure movie ends. How did you like today's story? Please let me know by commenting. If you have found such a golden city, you can let me know. I also want to go on such an adventurous journey with you. So stay here today. See you another time with the story of another beautiful movie. Until then, stay safe, be happy, and of course, stay with Think Movie Recap. Allah Hafez.